Hello people, welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to the propaganda machine. This is the match reaction to Arsenal 5, Sporting Lisbon 1 in the Champions League. And the Gunners had a 5-star performance. That was magnificent from them, from start to finish. Sporting Lisbon, they just couldn't live with Arsenal. It was men against boys, and Victor Gyökeres was very, very quiet. Gabriel and Saliba marshalled him very, very well. But I still like the look of him, and whether it's him, Isak or Osimhen, I want one of those at my club. Some little facts from the game. Arsenal scored as many goals in this game as we had in our previous 8 Champions League games combined. Sporting Lisbon, the loss ended a 30-game unbeaten run across all competitions, and that was the first time Arsenal scored 5 goals in a Champions League game away from home since October 2008 in a 5-2 win against Fenerbahce. Sporting, they conceded as many goals against Arsenal as all 5 of their previous Champions League home games combined. And it's the first time they lost by a 4-goal margin since a 5-0 defeat to Manchester City since February 2022. When you think about it, that's not actually that long ago. So they're overdue a beating. That's all that says to me, especially since Ruben Amorim is no longer there. Havertz got his 100th goal in club football. 46 for Bayer Leverkusen, 32 for Chelsea, and he's on 22 for Arsenal. He's not even halfway through his second season, so he's probably going to overtake his goal tally for Chelsea in his second season at Arsenal. The goal Martinelli scored was the fastest goal in the Champions League since 2016 for Arsenal. Theo Walcott scored it, and it was also the quickest goal away from home since December 2014. So those were just some little facts from the game. If we look at the match stats, they don't look very favourable for Arsenal. But as you know, in football, the game's not played by statistics, it's played on the field. And the expected goals is clear in Arsenal's favour, but Sporting had more possession, 52%. We had 5 big chances to 0. But this is where it doesn't tell the full picture. Sporting had 19 shots to our 13. David Raya made 8 saves. Their goalkeeper made 4. But 5 went in the back of the net. We had 9 shots on target and they had 8. So the game looked like it was a lot closer than it was. But realistically, there was only one team in this game. And from the moment Martinelli opened the scoring, it just looked like a long day at the office. He got us off to a brilliant start. Timber, nice cross across the box. And there he was, Martinelli, to tap it home. Then the second goal, a ball played in over the top to Saka, I think it was Thomas Partey. Saka nutmegged the goalkeeper, and Kai Havertz was there to tap it home. It was cruise control for the rest of the first half, and right on the stroke of half time, Big Gabby, beautiful delivery from Declan Rice, and he towered it home, and then he was in full troll mode. Is he trolling his potential new teammate? I guess we're gonna see. So that was the first half. Second half, you knew Sporting Lisbon would come out with a bang. You know they'd come out all guns blazing, just like the Man City game. And it took them 2 minutes to get one back. Ignacio headed it in from a corner at sort of the near post. That is a few times we've conceded this season from corners, which is not very good. But I feel like it was probably 65th, 70 minutes. Arsenal got the fourth. Martin Odegaard dribbling into the box, and Diamonde, already on a yellow card, went through the back of him. He should have got red carded. It should have been a second yellow. He should have got sent off. Arsenal got given a penalty, and our star boy tucked it away, bottom left corner. Goalkeeper, no chance whatsoever. Well, it's technically to our right, goalkeeper's left, whatever you want to say, but it was a beautiful penalty. And we made a few changes. Merino come on, Zinchenko came on, Trossard came on, and it was Trossard who got the fifth. Nice strike from Merino, goalkeeper parried it back into danger, and there Trossard was to head it home. End score 5-1 to the Gunners. Very, very good day at the office. So now we'll go into the 5 takeaways. First takeaway, that was the best performance from Arsenal under Mikel Arteta in Europe. That is convincing. A convincing away day in Europe. We've had many bad performances away from home already this season. We've lost to Inter. We drew away at Atlanta. We hadn't won a game away from home this season. And now that was a 5-star performance. Last year we lost to Bayern, lost away to Porto, lost away to Lens. So it was about time we made a statement away from home. And Sporting, yes, they might have lost their manager, but they just beat Man City 4-1. So you know, especially with Victor Gyökeres, they are dangerous and they have goals in them. But we made it look so easy. And one thing I can say about Arsenal is we're looking back in our groove. It's looking similar to when we went to Dubai. We've come back and we're team transformed. And these performances, they're very, very positive for Arsenal. So, Mikel Arteta, well done. Whatever you're doing is working. And big credit to the boys, because that is a statement which will make many people in Europe look and think, okay, this Arsenal are a danger. Second takeaway, So, this is a bit of a negative. We have a bit of a problem from corners, conceding corner kicks. Bournemouth, Man City, Liverpool, and now Sporting Lisbon. That is 4 games where we've conceded corner kicks from corners. And yes, we do get goals from corners, but I'm not sure if we've scored from maybe 6 corners compared to conceded from 4. It might be 4 goals from corners and conceded from 4 corners. So this is something that we need to work on, because yes, it's a weapon for us, but it's also being used against us, and teams will start to realise, is there a chink in their armour? Can we just go long? If we can get the ball in Arsenal's half and then try and get a corner, we might be able to get some J. So, Nicholas Jova, we know you're very, very crafty and handy when it comes to attacking set pieces. But now, you need to sort out the setup from defending corners. Because in this game alone, I was watching it, Martinelli, I don't know what he was doing. He seems to be trying to grab people and not keeping his eyes properly on the ball. Calafiori, for the goal, he fell over, lost his man. So, we do seem to switch off. The Bournemouth game, we switched off. The Liverpool game, we switched off. Even the Man City game, we keep switching off. So we need to stay concentrated, because this is a chink in our armour. Third takeaway, the right hand side. The right hand side of Arsenal's team look very, very potent, especially Urian Timber. This is a man that's come in this season from his injury, and he's looking like a big, big miss, because we thought it's just the Ben White and Saka combination with Odegaard. But when Timber's on that side as well, he seems to just be linking up with Saka, Odegaard, Partey, anyone that comes over to that right hand side, and it's looking so dangerous. He's someone that can beat the press, skips away from his man, and once he skips away from, say, the winger, it takes out the opportunity to double up on Saka. So then he's being left 1v1 with the fullback. And then if Odegaard comes over, there's a potential for an overload. So that right hand side looks very, very scary. And there's no surprise that Odegaard's come back into the team, and it's just looking very, very dangerous. I'll be very, very interested to see the field tilt, if that's the thing. How much does the play come from that right hand side since Odegaard has come back compared to when he was away? Because most of our attack is coming down that right hand side. Even Kai Havertz, he's going over to that right hand side, and we're seeing interchanging between him and Saka. Seeing Saka in the centre forward position, Saka out there, Havertz out there. So this is very, very good to see. I'm liking it, and long may it continue. Fourth takeaway. This looks like our strongest, most balanced lineup. Timber looks a lot more comfortable at right back. Calafiori at left back. The usual suspects in the centre back position. Our usual midfield from last season: Partey, Odegaard and Rice, and then Saka, Martinelli and Havertz. That is looking like our best team. Yes, we could probably say, oh, what about Ben White on the right, Timber back to left back? But the balance with Calafiori at left back, having a left footer over there, it just seems to work a lot more. The PSG game, that was a fantastic performance. Timber on the right, Calafiori on the left. The Man City game before the sending off, whenever these guys play together, Calafiori and Timber as fullbacks, it just seems a lot more balanced. And I love Ben White, and he definitely has a role to play, but I can see for the big games, Timber on the right, Calafiori on the left, because I believe that this is now our strongest lineup. And if they can stay fit for the next 10 games, we are not going to lose any games. I can guarantee it. If we have those players, it's very, very worrying times for the Premier League, whoever we have left to play in the Champions League, and Crystal Palace in the League Cup, as I'm expecting us to be in the semi-finals of the League Cup, qualify in the top 8 of the Champions League and skip the playoffs, and close the gap to Liverpool, as long as these guys stay fit, because Ben White's out now. The left footer just brings so much balance to that left hand side. Last takeaway. The handbrake seems to be off now. We seem to be playing with a lot more fluidity. As I mentioned, we're now seeing Havertz, he's going drifting over to the right hand side. Saka interchanging into the centre forward position. Odegaard going to the left hand side. Rice sometimes going to the right hand side. We look a lot more dangerous when we're playing fluid football. Not everyone sticking to their position. Saka stuck on the touchline. Martinelli the other touchline. Now it looks more like the Dubai trip from last year, when we come back and that was it. Everything was fluid, fast, handbrake off, going for goals, scoring goals. And that's what we need. If we're to close the gap on Liverpool, we're gonna need to try and blitz as many teams as quick as possible, so we can make changes and then keep our players fresh to avoid injuries. Because Liverpool, they're having to go deep in games, having to play their strongest team deep in games. Man City, they're not even getting over the line. They're in a crisis right now. So right now, we just need to keep doing what we're doing. The last 2 games have been very, very positive. We'll see how we get on against West Ham and moving forward. It's early days, but so far, so good. We look like we're back. And now we're currently in the top 8 in the Champions League. We might drop out today after the other teams play, but the last 3 games we have put ourselves in with a chance of progressing, a very, very big chance of finishing in that top 8, especially as we have 2 home games against Monaco and Dinamo Zagreb before the final game against Girona. So we'll probably know what we have to do in that final game against Girona. But the goal difference is back up and all is well for the Gunners. So guys, don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to the channel. Bless.